Everybody, welcome back for another week of trading with Alpha Traders. My name is DP, lead trader at Alpha Traders. Happy to have you guys watching the video. We, as always, Sunday night, 9:30 Eastern, we release our top 5 plus 1 or 2 plays of the week. Um, as you guys can see, we're going to load up. We're just going to get to it. So first one on our list, Square. Now, when we put these out, it's not always to the upside. I want to make sure I say a lot of people think you have to pull it to the upside. Um, Anybody that's new to the way I trade, I don't need a bunch of different things on my screen telling me oscillators and things like that to tell me where it's going. I'm a premium watcher, and I like looking at indicators to give me a good idea, but I love volume shelves and volume profiles, VWAPs, things of that nature, things that show where the volume is going and where the volume wants to go. So Square's our first one for the week. We're playing it to the downside though. It's a pretty easy play in the sense that the low of the day tapped the 21 day here. I'm an 821 guy. I think they're really good. 8 and 21 EMA. So if you tap this bottom here and it bounced a little bit, but it was a weak bounce. It was very weak. So under 225.91, you could say 226, which is fine. Say 226. It has a long way to go to the 50 day down here. Long way to go. There's a big area here. Now, not to say it won't have stops along the way. You'll probably have stops at 221. You'll probably have stops at 219, where it kind of consolidates and hangs out. It might bounce up, might come down. It's just testing that range to see where the buyers are. I think this week you can play some lottos. You can play the 220 to the downside or the 215s. If the 2750s have some good open interest, then you'll be able to do a really solid trade, something that you'll get 50, 60, 70% on, especially if it gets to 212. If you're doing the 215s and it gets to 212, that's 100% that you're going to get on it. So nice little trade you can take. If you're taking shares, you can do that as well. You could, just trail every time it bumps, take a little bit off. So your targets, if you're doing shares, I would say are 221, 219, and then long way down to 212. I think it gets to 214 myself. If we're having a bad week, or bears are really bearing down on the market. Now, that to be said, by the way, if Square takes back the 8-day here at 229 and it holds it, maybe closes above it, it's absolutely bullish for the next day, in my opinion. Next, we have Tesla. Alpha Trader members know that I love Tesla for obvious reasons. My two favorites to play are Tesla and C Limited. I think they're two, if not the best companies in their own sector, but they have huge growth ahead, right? Tesla's a very easy play for me. Moving on here, it closed at 826. It bounced off 819 late in the day, if you remember. I think in the last few minutes, it popped back up on Friday. So pretty easy. You take the 8-day, 818, or you can take the low from Friday, 819. If it gets below and it hangs out below, it's a quick drop to 800. It's a quick drop to 800. You're going to be able to make a nice little bag on options here. Excuse me, on an option. Maybe you go the 800 call here, or 800 put, I'm sorry, and see where it goes. You literally, if it loses 800, it's going to 757 quick. It'll be within 2 days. It'll get down here. This is going to be a quick moving thing, and then this is an absolute buy ripper. Come on back to me. It'll see 900, maybe into earnings. This could literally be a Tuesday, Wednesday thing where, it loses the 8-day, you short it really quick, or you can sell. We'll call it the 1100 calls. You sell those for January 29th, and maybe collect a little premium on the way down. So you can either get some puts and go down, or you can sell the 1100s, 1150s, whatever that is. So different ways to play it. If Tesla holds, it's on its way back to 860. I don't think it hangs out at 832. It might for a little bit, but ultimately, if it bounces and has a strong day tomorrow, maybe it closes, around 835, 836, or maybe it's a nice inside day and it builds up this little profile of inside days and then it jumps. So we'll see. The market's going to dictate a lot of it. Um, right now, futures are, really doing well. 37.83 on ES looks really good. So we'll see how this works out. But below, you take it. Above, you take it. It's pretty easy. I don't think Tesla's going to sit right here. Inside days are good. You can still make money and move on along your way. Next, we have Baba. Baba's been on my do not trade list for 3 months now. 3 months. Premiums were awful in this area when it was rising. I think you'd have a $5 move and the premiums would move 70 cents. Not worth your time at the point. And then with all the bad China news and it had its own run-in with the Chinese government, and then the US banned some companies and Trump was going to war. So it's been beaten down, it's been baked in. A lot of guys I know bought it right here and they played it to here, which is great. What a move. You got a 30-point move, but this makes it much more interesting for me with Baba. You have all your, you have the 8-day and the anchored VWAP starting to curl up. The 21 days about to curl up. You still have the 200 and the 50 above you. But as you can see, the levels here, you could literally just step up your way. I like leaps. I like leaps on this, not leaps, I shouldn't say, but swings on this, 3 to 6 month swings. I was telling our members earlier today, you could do the 260s. I think they're $20 for June. You could do that, or you could do the 280s for June and just kind of sit in it and let it build and let it come down and then watch it build up. And you could just add on every dip, you could add something to it. So good ideas on Baba this week. You definitely can get this. This is a nice little flag building. I would love for it to touch the 21 day here at 240 and then boom, go off to 250. You can do the 250s or the 245s. I would probably do the 250s and you might get you might have a nice 80-90% trade on that on an option. So Baba, I never thought I'd be talking about it again. Now, what I do talk about though is Teledoc. I absolutely love Teledoc. Our members were alerted almost 2 weeks ago now. Down here, we bought a swing into, I believe it's June, the June 300s and the June 310s. Look really, really good, really promising. You see this rounded bottom with a nice ascending channel right here, locally. But this is the big line right here, 236.90. This is the big line. If it can get above this right here, as you saw, it was rejected before and it came back down. If it can get here and stay in flag and break above and get into this Clear Skies Cafe, we can move. That's our own little thing. Clear Skies Cafe is when you have a lot of room to run. You have a good, 15 points here, 16 points of being able to run all the way up to here. Do I think it gets rejected at all-time highs? Yes. Just like Apple did, just like, all these other companies did. I think you get rejected at all-time highs, but 253, that's amazing. And that might happen in the next, 2 or 3 weeks. So you're looking at our calls, our 300s and our 310s being worth 200%, 150 and 200% at that time. So probably going to take some off the table if it does get to there. But I love Teledoc this week. Watch it in this range, a bounce off the 8-day and hold. Again, if it does that, you go long, you take the 230s, and then you see it might build and gain a lot of volume. You took the 230s, it might shoot up to that line, and then it might add some volume and go back to 236. So this is a really good area if you can get this 8-day. Now, it might gap up tomorrow to 230, and then you wait and see. If it holds 230.83 throughout the day and it doesn't fall off and or it closes above, or maybe it's the last 5 minutes and it hasn't, it's closing above, you buy it and you take it into the next day. You buy the 235s and you take it into the next day. Love Teledoc moving forward. Love it. But my baby right now, my love of option trading is Zoom. It looks a lot like Baba, doesn't it? It looks a lot of beaten down, beaten down, beaten down. It tried to break up, beaten down. It tried to break up, beaten down. This time it broke up. How many touches do you have on that trend line? Always the third touch. That's something you guys can learn if you guys are doing charting and you're learning charting. And the third touch up or down is usually your area to go. So I say you had 1 on the trend line, 2 on the trend line. That's close enough. 3 on the trend line, and what happened on the third one? Down, push through. So on this, I would love to buy. I think Zoom is probably going to gap up tomorrow, especially if the market is okay. Futures are looking pretty good. Um, if this bounces, which it could gap up tomorrow to 400, it could. We're currently in next month's 400s and 450s. I think Zoom is going to have. Also, we're in the 29th 400s, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Zoom could have an absolute week here. I could see it literally once it retakes this 50 and it has this 821 cross here. That is such a buy. I was telling our members right here is your buy zone if you're a conservative person or maybe you just don't know where to enter. When this 8-day, the red line crosses the green line here, touches and crosses, that is your buy. It's going to be a 15-20 point day. I will buy lottos when this happens. Once this moment happens on the daily, I'm buying lottos for that week for 10 to 15 points up, maybe 20, because it will run and it will run hard. And my guess on this, if we zoom in a little more, is going to be this point right here, 392 tomorrow. If it gaps up here to the 50-day, 392, and it hangs out, you want it to hang out a little bit, maybe a day where it hangs out and lets this 8-day catch up to it. 21 catches up to it, and then it crosses, and boom, it's gone. I guarantee you it'll be at 425. I'm not even, maybe more. But 486 is our ultimate target up here. Looking good going into it, but this is big for Zoom. This cross happens, you're going to be making a lot of money, and I will go absolute ape into lottos. Last but not least, Docusign. Again, you're going back to these COVID rotation stocks. So Peloton ran, Zoom's going to start running, Docusign, Tdoc, all of these big time COVID based technologies that ran when people were forced to, be on the phone, be on the conference call with the doctors at Teledoc, using DocuSign because they couldn't sign documents in person, things of that nature. They're all starting to come back because now they're integrated into businesses, and more businesses have taken on subscribing to DocuSign, to TDoc. There's more carriers, insurance carriers, that are starting to sign up for Teledoc and whatnot. So you're getting that residual effect. Plus, they've been beaten down. So to me, DocuSign looks like a descending wedge. It looks ready to break out. I love the touch of the 8-day. It touched it and bounced on Friday. In a perfect world, I'd love to see this come down to 246 and bounce again and buy this, and buy the 255s and see what happens. Or you could sell, what's the 50-day down here? You could sell the 230 puts for next week, make a little income off that if it bounces up. So um, and it goes back to the rule, right? I some people draw trend lines different. That's fine. The way I did it, here's the trend line. You had one touch. We had one touch, fake break, two touch, fake break, three touch, fake break. So what's that? What's this one mean? So if everything stays the same, and the third touch is kind of like the magic number for that one to, okay, 1 2 3 fails, next one's going. That's the idea towards three touches. Now sometimes it goes on the third, sometimes it goes on the fourth. But if this third one goes, I'm like, okay, well, and it bounced down. Oh my, I might get another bounce here. It's just the pattern that you have to see. So those are our top plays for the week. Thank you all for coming in. Check us out at www.alphatraders.com. We have a 21-day trial for $21. You guys will not be disappointed. Our members have, at least that's what they've said to me, and they've put in the testimonials. We're doing really well, and I'm proud of those people. And those people, I should say, our members, they have learned so much. Not only from me, but from Trader Mercury, who's our lead analyst, and Dr. Joshua, who's an options expert that we have as well. Just so much knowledge in there, and it's really helped me trading. A lot of our members have helped me, and they bring ideas to me, and it's such a good community, and it's growing really well and really fast. We have some really quality people, and really think you should try it out and see what you think. I think your knowledge base is going to go through the roof. And that's what it's about, learning, because I can't manage your account for you. Only you can manage your account. So that being said, check us out again, alphatraders.com. Twitter is at Alpha Traders Inc. And we'll see you guys out there.